Eliminate the negative, give effort they can never give. These nutritional facts, so peep, it's imperative. You peep the content and the nonsense that you letting in. Ignore the critics, then bitch you sleep. Fuck they said it's here. I'm a hustle. Hey, yo, get right, yo, get right. Be real. Like, I got respect for both artists. I genuinely do. But speaking on Aftermath's big year, let's move to the Eminem situation that we was gonna talk about, right? So as L was talking, you know what I mean? He and I been going back and forth. He's right, almost every other day type joint of where he ranks him, where I rank him. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes he says some blasphemous shit. I ain't even going front. Shit was blasphemous as fuck, right? But this nigga said, like, one of the times he was like, yo, there's 20 MCs I can name better than the MCs he named. I'm looking, I'm like, yo, really? You really think these people can do what M does? And it's out of the question. So how about this? Let's go ahead and get into your vitriol of Eminem, sir.
All of Eminem.
Say again?
I said the vitriol of Eminem.
Yeah, because that's what it's coming. Yeah.
Let me preference my comments first by saying that you like I even had to say the other day when I was under a post we said I do respect Eminem. It's not like I don't have him in reference, you know what I'm saying, in a place in hip hop. Mm-hmm. But I just off my opinion, I believe the jabs I take at Eminem or the proverbial pokes I take at Eminem are, like I mentioned earlier, him being a Caucasian man in our sport. Not saying it's ours from a racial standpoint, but we know that this is a African American dominated sport, our culture. Yeah, I believe that they saw talent and like we got one and pulled him up. Not saying that he didn't have the skill to get to his own placing, but I believe that if you mention Eminem and don't mention the machine, you're having a disingenuous argument, because now we're getting into the part of hip hop I like. I'm a boom bap nigga. Like he said earlier, talking down south, I know where the mecca of hip hop is. And when you get to talking those guys, I look at commercial rap as the NBA. Those niggas are the niggas at the Rucker who don't get the big NBA contracts, but are respected in those realms. So I them like the Larry Bird, nice, shit talking, untested on the court, embarrass some niggas night after night. But when you hoist him up to our greats, where does he fall? And in my opinion, I said in the post of this, so make it like I'm stepping over my words. I have said I can name 20 rappers better than Eminem, but time goes on. You every few years or so, you got to revisit your list and do some chopping and some pulling, and you know what I'm saying. So I haven't had a chance to do that before we got on here, but just in the quick thought of it, I would place Eminem if we're talking. Let's go my favorite realm of it. Let's take the machine off of it and let's go boom bap all time. Eminem is gonna fall somewhere for me between 20.
That's respectable.
Okay. But I got one thing to say about this thing. Y'all keep using the machine. Like, don't get me wrong now. I'm not trying to deny or say that the machine ain't behind it, but it's a lot of things, these artists, a lot of hard work and dedication that these artists had to put in to get themselves even in that situation to get there. And I don't want to ever diminish the artist's hard work, because we don't really, you think you know the story because you seen 8 Mile, such and such or whatever. But on some real shit, like, people see an artist and see a finished product, and they like, oh well, he just here because of that, but you don't really know what that person had to go through to even get to that opportunity to even reach that position.
I got you, L. Black market.
Them is that.
What we mean by
Yeah.
I got you. I'm a try to put it in sports. So you got some nice niggas, right? That go to HCBUs, right? Nice niggas.
HBCUs, yeah.
HBCUs, right? Historically black colleges, right?
Yeah.
Universities or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
You follow me? Nice niggas. But where do those niggas want to go if they're trying to go to the league?
Duke, Carolina, Kentucky.
You see what I'm saying? So we're not saying that. I agree. I think we all agree 100%. Yes, you got to have the talent first. Period. Point blank. The drive.
But you know you got the talent.
But you got to have the machine to put you in position. Just like if you're trying to go pro, you're not going pro going to fucking what's one, the Aggies, A&T. You're gonna have to. I mean, it's rare, but you're gonna have to go to NC State, UNC. You're gonna have to put yourself in a position to be recruited, to be looked at, the eyeballs. You see what I'm saying? So when we say the machine, that's what we're talking about. You can be nice.
I like the NBA, but I like the NFL too. And the thing about the NFL, they will find you no matter where you are.
I mean, it can happen, but let's be honest, it's rare. It's rare to get to the league. Period.
You can. I'm just saying.
If
you are really good, it doesn't matter. If you are, let's put it this way: if Michael Jordan, well, hold on, I'm not gonna use Jordan.
I'm about to say, you might not use Jordan.
I'm not gonna use Jordan. I'm not gonna use Jordan. I'm not gonna use Jordan. But how many
street dudes you knew who could ball? Like really ball? I know a lot of street niggas who could probably make the league. They just wasn't in a position. They didn't have the grades. They couldn't go through high school. They couldn't get in a position to be seen.
I'm just saying it is stories, like you said, it can happen. Don't make it seem like it's impossible.
I'm not saying it's not possible. What I'm saying is what's probable.
It's plenty of basketball players. There's plenty of football players who played on D, like like Jalen Coker, Adam Thielen. These people are undrafted, and they end up becoming some of the best NFL players ever.
We're saying what's probable. If you want your highest chance to get into the league, then there is an established way of getting there. That's all we're saying.
So I'm actually gonna go to you guys' point, right? So I don't know if you guys ever saw this, but a long time ago, probably like who knows, maybe 15 years or so, there was this documentary that came out, and there were people talking about Eminem, right? So the thing was, right before like TRL, got cut off, and all those shows that was on MTV, right? It's mainly MTV. There were people and execs talking about, we were told so much to continuously play Eminem. Mm-hmm. They were told so much to keep pushing Eminem videos. It has to be played like, 2 to 3 times an hour type shit, right? Mm-hmm. So, of course, that goes back into the point that they're making as far as the machine. So for M, don't get it twisted. We are like, one thing I always like to say is I'm a realist, regardless of anything. Yeah, I'm a fan, but I also understand that there's something that's behind this motherfucker. And I think that's the way that they're going with the machine. You know what I'm saying? And that's it.
Okay.
As far as that.
And I haven't disagreed with anything no one said. Well, hold on. Black Market or Rhymez said.
I know you disagree. I know you disagree with that. I know you disagree with that, nigga.
But as far as him being white and being catapulted up to his level, 100 wholeheartedly. Mm-hmm. I say that probably ignited him, right? But once he's there, okay. Now he's here now, okay. Now I'm judging him off of his skill because now I see him. I can't go off for somebody that I don't see if they're not in position. That goes back to Prince. It could be a nice nigga back in Mebane, nasty as fuck. But if I can't see him on the tube or hear him on the radio, I can't see him. I can't compare him. Yeah. So yes, now I'm seeing this nigga Eminem. Okay, and you don't lie to me, Ill. When you first heard Eminem on the track, because we probably heard him on the radio first on the airwaves, and you was listening to him, you probably didn't even know this nigga was white. Now, am I lying? I know I didn't, but
I didn't know that.
I didn't. When I first heard
Eminem,
I didn't hear him on the radio. I heard him on.
So you seen him first?
No.
CD.
No. I heard him on some Jones from Buckhorn, some mixtapes.
Mm.
Okay. It was
before he blew up.
Yeah.
I can believe that.
You pick up.
I didn't know. I heard one of them.
Okay. He had mixtapes and stuff out.
It wasn't solely his. It had mad different artists on it. I got it from I got it from one of the flea markets or whatever.
Yeah.
And it might have been a DJ Envy or one of the Green Lantern, one of them joints.
Yeah.
That's why I first heard Eminem.
Okay. Mm-hmm. What did you feel about it when you heard it?
Nice.
You said it was nice. Well, you didn't know it was white though, right?
I know it
So
was white.
was he white on the mixtape cover?
No. He doesn't sound like
him rap and could tell he was white by the way.
Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at. I didn't. What about you, Ron?
Nah, I ain't know.
You didn't know? What about you, Prince?
Nah, I ain't know he was white, but I know one thing though. When I first time I heard him was "Hi, My Name Is," and I ain't gonna lie, that was one of the sickest songs I ever heard.
Yeah,
me too.
And then I'm just being real with you.
My fucking jaw hit the floor when I seen the video.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. So the first time I heard it, and that's why I ask people this question because I'm trying to find where the biasness is because it clearly is here somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear this guy, and I'm like, God, this dude is nasty. I didn't know what color he was. I just knew the dude was nasty.
Yeah.
And then when I see the goddamn video and I see he was white, it floored me. I was like,
yeah. Yeah.
I ain't never heard no white dude spit like that before. So it kind of like you said, it kind of goes into your argument a little bit. It's like, yeah, he's nasty, and it's even crazier because he's white.
Yeah.
But it's not that he's not nasty and he's white is why he's nasty. No, that's where I disagree. Because you got a lot of white artists out here that's trash.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stop. Not trash, but are lyrical, but not nowhere lyrical as him. You got people in this camp, Yellow Wolf. You got Bubba Sparks. You got a lot of what Mike grill guy. What's my dude? Mike can you get my grills? My grill.
Wasn't that Bubba Sparks?
No.
Paul Wall.
Paul. So you got people out here who in the rap scene, and then the dude who dissed Eminem too. I forgot about him.
MGK.
So you got rappers out here that's Caucasian. They can spit. But let's take the biggest knife out the drawer once again. Cut the bullshit out. If you sit here and you listen to Eminem spit, especially now, because I feel that he spits even crazier. His schemes now is even more insane than the old shit, where a lot of people like M better. I like M better now. If we're talking lyrics, if we're talking lyricism, Eminem now is more of a problem than he was then, where he gets all the shine. Yeah. All right, but that's the topic for another day.
That's why I disagree with you.
It's no. If we're talking lyricism, if we're talking pen game, the way he is structuring rhymes, the way he is putting bars together, and the way that his cadence is. Go back to the lyricism episode. If we're talking about that, ain't no fucking way you can't say Eminem is not better now than he was then. Now he might have made better songs.
There you go. Yeah. That's what I say. I like the content of what he put out earlier versus now.
That's different. That's two different things. Yeah. So once again, now we gotta define terms here. When you say Eminem is not a top 20 rapper, what exactly are you saying? Are you saying the whole picture? Are you saying lyricism? Are you saying song structure? Are you saying it all? Or are you saying vibe? Like what do you mean? I need you to really dive deep so I can rebuttal what you're saying. Go ahead, you got the floor.
I think a whole package, lyricism and all, because now we go into the other argument that I make, and I'm not going to take the approach because I've heard the argument that a lot of stuff that he says is silly. I'm not attacking those one or two tracks I know he had to put out to make his money. I just think he loses a lot of points with me largely in the context of what he spits. I think my favorite M is rebellious, against the system, triumphant M. I believe that's when he's in his bag. And especially as of late, this is why I say I guess I kind of hit a bump in the road with you. There's a way to be too tactical and technical. Like he approaches a lot of tracks with a lot of double entendres to the point where it's not entertaining. And to me, I believe that's what we all came here for in the first place, was the entertainment. Now, bars can be entertaining. You hear some shit and everybody make the squinty face. God damn, that what? Run that back. But I think you're doing that with him as of late. And like you say,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Like you say, song structure. Like, when you bring that into question, that's where I had to kind of go in and revisit. I think Rhymes had put me on to a couple songs that I had forgot about. What was that shit with him and Anderson .Paak, Medicine Man? Was that what it's called? Yeah, I forgot
Anybody
about that.
Can hate on that.
Yeah. So I've that's why I say I can revisit the list and I can potentially move him up, but he'll still, like I said, with some research and some diving and dissecting, I still see him kind of falling maybe out the top 10.
Okay, so I'm just gonna be dead ass with you real quick.
Hold on, Ron.
I don't know who we can
real
get.
Quick, Ron.
All right,
who is your top 3 real quick, so I can just get a reference on?
What scale are we going? My top 3? Or are we going with or without the machine? Because I like a lot
of your top 3 period. Since you said
my favorite rappers.
Well, hold on. The list that you got Eminem somewhere 15 to 20. What is your top 3 there?
20 in a couple lists. Like if we go the Pop Shit Apologize, all of this, everybody mixed in, he might be a little bit higher because he sells records. But if we just going street boom bap shit, my top 3, my favorite, I go Big. No particular order.
All right, go ahead, Roms.
All right. Big, Nas, Wayne. You said right? All right, cool. I got nothing but love and respect for all 3 of those. Nas, technically, for me, that's just my opinion. Nas is my number 2. You know what I'm saying? Like Nas.
I ain't gonna lie.
I just think
Nas is really my favorite rapper. But I went to go see him in concert at the Wu-Tang concert. What was the Wu-Tang and Nas concert? I think it was like 2 years ago.
Yeah.
In Raleigh PNC Arena.
Mm-hmm.
Lit 70,000 people out there.
Next chance I get, I don't care if I gotta drive. I drive at least 8.
Nah,
I'm going to see Nas next chance I get.
Nah, I was when was I with him? Well, I used to work for the Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival, and he came through, and that was a dope experience, like real dope experience. But look, I'm gonna exclude Nas out of this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Taking not many, almost damn near anybody on your list that you would name, especially the people that you named in that 15 to 20, could do anything what M did on that fucking Medicine Man track. I'm sorry. Now,
I like Renegade.
And Renegade. We talked about Renegade.
It's funny that you mentioned that. It's funny.
Trust me, I was gonna bring it up, right? So guess what this dude said? The man said that he feels like other people would have done the same thing or better if they had the same opportunity. Then I said, hold up, what's the opportunity? To rap? Then I was like, well, hold on, is it to rap with Jay? Like, what's the opportunity that they need to do exactly what the fuck Eminem did? Because people can hate on this nigga all the fuck they want, but they ain't doing what the fuck Eminem just did on Renegade. Like who? Like name them, because first off, you gotta have
everybody had a chance. They had songs with Jay. They was on the label with Jay. If they was higher than Jay, they would have been fried Jay on the track.
Guess what? You gotta fucking reproduce that cadence that Eminem did. That's fucking hypnotizing cadence, and put it together with that flow, right? Then you gotta be actually saying what the fuck he was saying, and then you gotta have the rhyme schemes and all the internal rhymes, and then just everything together. Get the fuck out of here! Ain't nobody that's on that list fucking with him. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Why did you exclude Nas?
Why did I exclude Nas? I don't know. You know why? Because I guess I don't want to sound disrespectful when I'm talking about Nas. Because Nas, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, where I hold
royalty.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I had to disagree with you. Like, it's you too, Prince, because and he, of course, he had to throw in the fact that the nigga made the beat too. I guess that just do the rap and the track.
Yeah, because you know what? One of the things he said was that anybody else, he kept saying on that beat. I was like,
on that beat, because that beat was fire.
Fucking Eminem made the beat.
To be able to rap on that beat is an opportunity, and to collab with Jay at the time, which Blueprint 3, hotter than fucking fish grease.
No, that was the first Blueprint. That was the first Blueprint.
No, that was first Blueprint. Okay, first Blueprint. Mm-hmm. So I feel like the likes of a Redman could get on Renegade.
Renegade was on Blueprint. It wasn't on Reasonable Doubt.
Nah. It wasn't no Reasonable Doubt. But go ahead. Man, don't make me disrespect Redman. He one of my favorite.
I feel that the likes of a Black Thought could have demolished the Renegade beat. I feel that the likes of, I don't have to go all old school hip hop niggas. Bring it to today. I throw a couple of my boom bap niggas in there. I think Benny the Butcher would murder the Renegade beat.
He would murder it.
I think Freddie Gibbs would destroy
the
Renegade beat.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying it's not saying that I can't say 100% for sure that they would. I just take the guys I feel like they can go at a high level, and had they had the opportunity to get that beat at that time, that marriage, that timing, I feel like they could have done what he did or better. We'll never know, that's my opinion, but I just feel like I put a lot of reverence in how those guys bring it to the table, and I think they bring it harder than him.
And okay, I can respect that. I don't agree, but I can expect it. I mean, I can respect it, right? So to me, like, just because like me, I don't know if you've ever listened to my music before, but I'm a lyricist. Like, I'm so deep into the craft, right? And the double and triple entendres that I write, and the punchlines, and the wordplay, and the schemes, and everything I fucking put together. So like when I listen to people rap, I'm actually listening for shit like that. So I'm deep into the technical side, right? So the thing is, when I listen to every single artist that I listen to, I know if they're capable of doing specific things because I'm listening for these specific things, right? I'm so deep into this shit. I'm paying attention to epistrophes, to anaphras, to every single thing, the shadow boxing, to everything that happens. I don't hear it in 99.9% of the artists that you can do, that you bring up. And when I hear I'm consistently wowed. Because even though the content may not be, I'm saying, some silly shit some of the time, right? Okay, cool. I take my break away from that because cool. I'm not here listening for, maybe some street shit or whatever the case may be. Now, how is he putting all of this shit together? How is he fucking making this perfect marriage, this perfect sandwich? And somehow the motherfucker seems to fucking do it 99.9% of the time. And he does the more difficult shit than anybody you named.
Give me 1 second. I don't think people understand how hard it is to do the shit that he does.
Thank you.
He make it look so easy.
Yes.
That you think it's easy.
Yeah.
Rap. It is not. Do you understand how hard it is to make something form together with so many syllables and still have meaning and still have story and still have dialogue and still have metaphors? It's so difficult, but he does it like he wakes up in the morning and brushes his teeth.
Yeah. Like it's
his product looks like that, but I mean, like you say, it's hard. You don't know how hard it is for him. You don't see him lay that down. Like, he gets all these.
I don't have to see it.
You do have to see it. You do.
No,
because you say he does it so.
Myself. I don't know. I don't care how he does it.
You say he does it so easy.
It's hard.
It kind of makes sense. Well,
what makes you think that it's not hard to him? you're building an argument on top of an argument. You're saying he's this super duper ill nice nigga because he makes it look easy. How do you know it's not just as hard for him as it is for you?
Because
it still doesn't change.
Like
the fact
I said,
that
I'm not saying because he does it consistently.
Yeah, it still doesn't change the fact that the product is good. Like, hey, when LeBron James make basketball look easy, that don't make.
I never said that the product wasn't good. I just said the few names that I brought up, I feel do it better than them. That's all I said.
Yeah, so
let's get to this.
Well, go ahead, Dirk. Yeah, my bad. You ain't been talking for a while.
So you named Nas, right? As your number one. First question.
Specific order. I just threw the most people I listen to, the most people I got respect for.
So
Big
Nas
would probably be one,
there, right? He would be in the top three.
Yeah,
least, right?
Yeah.
All right. What about Nas specifically? You like?
Nas is different for me. When I was introduced to Nas, I wanted to be sincere off Belly. I was like, I think I was like, what? When did the Belly come out? I think I might have been like 8, 9. Like,
do you know Nas? He got signed off one freestyle. You know that? Every label was trying to sign that man off of one freestyle, bro.
The joint at the barbecue.
And he is the first. And another thing about Nas, he is the first artist. He's the person. He's the artist that introduced having multiple producers on a project. Before Nas, everybody project had one producer, and they produced their whole entire album.
Well, you got to credit some of that to MC Search, because that's who put him on the scene, and so many different people wanted to work with Nas. That's when they came up with the idea of just having Preem and Q-Tip.
All the producers, all the hottest producers came.
Yeah, that was dope.
And that changed hip hop.
It did.
That changed hip hop to what it is today, bro.
But it is still the hip hop Bible. Simple as that.
But to go back to what Third was saying, it's a little different for Nas because I grew up on Nas. So I may like him for, like I mentioned earlier, that third eye, conscious minded,
his content
type music. Yeah, that is hard to listen to, especially at that age. I didn't have a deep understanding for it that I do now. So,
but to do that and still have the streets behind you, is crazy.
Yeah, that to stand out.
That's why a close comparison I can say is Kendrick Lamar, bro.
Yeah, but coming up, I think I was more infatuated with Nas as what would be more like him as a dude versus the content of his music. Now, asking me today, lyrical king, and he doesn't appear to. Don't get me wrong, all rappers embellish it a little bit, but when he lays it down, it's so cool and mellow. It just seemed like it happened just the way he said it. Does that make sense?
Good God Almighty, bro.
My bad.
He can't even get that bullshit out. So, okay, I got you. To me, it sounds like you can relate more to Nas. So a lot of yours, because you was relating to him at such a young age, before you even really realized what lyricism was, and then you grew up and had a better appreciation for it.
Yeah,
is that kind of sums it up?
Yeah.
So all right. So lyricism. Let's focus on the lyricism part, because this is where I can have the argument with the relatability. I can have that argument with you because that's valid. But lyricism is something different. So this is something factual we can look at, structure. So now my question to you is this simply. How do you define lyricism?
My take on it, making the song rhyme and make sense and be entertaining and sound good with it. Like, you can get off into being super technical. That's what I fault Eminem for sometimes. That's what I kind of fault Kendrick for sometimes. It's like you get so into it, and I'm supposed to be in awe because nobody fucking understands it. Like, it's supposed to be like this grandiose showing, And I think you just went too far into it. Sometimes you can be, I think, off the block where a lot of freestylers came from. It was being slick mouthed and being, quick witted was more respected. And I think some of the guys that I mentioned do that better than him, especially from a context standpoint.
So you think Eminem goes too lyrical?
I wouldn't say too lyrical, but extra tactician technically. A lot of stacking to the point where it doesn't make sense. It's not entertaining.
See, now I will say that he does go to the point to where, like I said, he's trying to continuously show that he's the best rapper in his music, right? But also there's still specific things in there, like specific songs that he still throws out there that's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Say again.
I won't argue that.
Yeah, like right, like there's dope songs that of a specific songwriting that was on his album. You know what I'm saying? This last album, the Death is Some Shady, that was dope. The shit
argument for album of the year, hip hop album of the year, I think.
Yeah, for sure. And even the albums that people have trashed more so in this recent time, the man did 2 songs at the end of Recovery, I think it was. And that's an album that's been trashed by a lot of people. But if you listen to that song, but if you listen to the end of that album, hold on, were you one of the people that trashed it? All right, cool. So if you listen to the 2 to 3 songs at the end of the album, the man did a song, another song going towards his daughter, right? Then the next song, Castle on the Rose. That's the 2 songs I'm talking about. Then one song, Castle, where he pretty much killed himself, told the story of him overdosing. And it was, at the end of the song, it was the end. And then the next song, Arose, he wrote the song about him being in the hospital and the way he was feeling right before he quote unquote died and came back to life. And then the beat fucking switched to the previous song and he rewrote it, speaking about how he's back alive and he's about to go kill everything else, kill every other track. I've never heard that shit before. I've never heard some shit like, go back and listen. Go listen with clear ears. Yeah. Right. And and that's another thing. People go into a lot of this music shit and then they talk about, they go into it expecting shit. And then when you don't get exactly what you want, you're disappointed. Oh, this album was trash. Or this is trash.
I think I agree to that a little bit. I think I heard Eminem one way and then I heard that and I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's just like him doing the song "Walk on Water" when he released it with Beyonce. Everybody, like, it was such a universally hated song. And I'm like, yo, like after a while, I sat back and I went into the lyrics, the lyricism of it and the poetry. That shit is so fucking amazing. And then people will say, like, I can't relate to that song. People will say that, get the fuck out of my face. The reason why I say that is this. That man sat here and like, for instance, what's like the best thing you've ever done at, let's say, like your hobby, right? Whatever the highest thing is. Let's say you play ball. You scored 32 points in the game, right? And that shit was fucking dope as fuck for you, right? Okay, cool. Now everyone's bitching and complaining at you because you can't score 32 points again. Because you can't. It's not like you ain't trying. You know what I'm saying? You in the lab, you working on your crossover, you getting your J's up, everything. Working on, left hand, right hand, whatever. But it's just not happening. So he compared Walk on Water for him was saying, okay, cool, you guys have me up here at God tier. I think that I walk on water and y'all want me to reach a level of stand. But, I just keep falling short. But he did it in such a poetic way, talking about a trapeze artist who keeps fucking falling off of the fucking the tightrope line and shit. And if you really listen to the song in that aspect, instead of talking about, oh, it ain't got no drums and all this other shit, man, that shit is so fucking poetic. It's ill. Like, I'm sorry, that shit is fucking amazing. So when people act like they can't relate to something, every single one of us can sit here and relate to the point that we did something that was so ill at maybe one point we had a career high in something, and then maybe we just weren't able to reach that fucking specific level again. That's all. That's where I'm at with it. But go ahead.
What you got? Black market. You haven't said nothing in a while.
And they keep fighting his phone.
What you think about Eminem?
Man,
in the top?
Man, my phone, people keep calling and interrupting my screen.
Now you good, bro.
But as far as man, I don't know, man. It's just like I just gotta give him respect where respect is due. Like I say, when I was young, man, my brother, he really put me on to Eminem. Like I said, well, I heard it on the radio first, and he let me hear the albums. So me coming up as a kid, and it's like, it was something different for us. It was like another perspective because I'm from, I'm from the hood, so I'm used to, if I'm hearing stuff from Nas and on Wu-Tang and stuff, it's like, okay, I can really relate to it. I think the fact that I couldn't relate to Eminem was another thing that attracted me to his music. I don't know why, but it was so left field. It was so different. It's like having a white homeboy and he telling his life. He never tried to come and be like, that's why I respect him, because he didn't do a Drake. He didn't come down here and say, well, I'm about to rap like anybody in Atlanta. I'm not going to rap like anybody here or there. I'm going to be me no matter where I rap or no matter how I rap, even if I'm in hip hop. He wasn't like, I'm a white kid trying to be black. He was just a white kid who loved rap. And he hung with black kids, but he couldn't rap from a perspective of a black kid because he wasn't black. So he had to tell his story of how he felt. That's why when he could smack the teacher with the staple, tell her change the grade on the paper. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never heard nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, and it was dope because, and he put it in his way, his form, his fashion. It was still hip hop. It was still lyrics. It was still bars. You know what I'm saying? And he got respect for that. You know what I'm saying?
I 100% agree. Third, what's your thoughts on it?
So I think the biggest issue when it comes to people rating rappers, and that's why I always like to define terms, is people commonly confuse relatability. We call them jewels, right? Telling stories versus skill of lyricism. There's two different things that's going on at play here. And it kind of makes sense because you got three of us that's actually writes, and then you got a huge fan of the music. But I believe it's easier for one once they actually do writing to realize how hard it is to do some of the things that some of these artists who are technical do. Even if it's not, let me put it like this. I can appreciate, I'll go to sports. I've never dunked, right? I never dunked on anybody. Never was tall enough, never had the hops. But I can appreciate when somebody goes up and do a dunk, a whatever kind of dunk, behind the back, through the legs, whatever. When I can't even do a simple dunk, and I see some of the stuff that these guys do, I can stand back in awe and appreciate that, right? Even though I've never done it. So not to discount you, Larry, L, for not being a writer. You can still sit back and appreciate what this is. So I wanted to put that out there because I'm not being disrespectful here. But to someone who dunks and still can't dunk like this guy's dunking, he's going to know it at a different level than someone who's just a spectator.
Yeah.
I have to be fair there, okay? When you say Jules, and I will remind the audience who my top three rappers is. First is Eminem, in a league of his own. Then it's actually Jay-Z now, too. And then Nas, who's very close. And one thing, and I'm going to tie all this together, Jay-Z is nowhere lyrically in the realm of Nas or Eminem. But yet, he's my number two. Because I do get the storytelling part. I do believe it's big. It's huge. Just like Stan. Some of Eminem's best songs, what a lot of people who love him who say he fell off, it's a lot of the times it's because they like his story-driven songs more, right? The more songs that hit home. I love Eminem for a different reason. I love Eminem. He does that phenomenal. Let me not say I don't think he can do it. I love it. But his technical skill, fuck what he's talking about. Fuck if he's talking about the sky. Fuck if he's talking about whales. Fuck if he's talking about school. When he writes, the way he structures his bars, the way his syllables cadence rhymes with the next bar, in bar schemes, the next scheme, the hook, and makes it make sense. He's not just out there saying random words and putting them together.
People want you to believe that though. People want you to believe that he's just saying random words.
Like the video that we was tagged in the other day.
All his stuff has purpose. Every syllable, every word has purpose.
Print out his lyric sheet. Go line for line. What he say, it all makes sense.
It has purpose.
He is not saying fillers, and this is what a lot of cats that's lyrical.
They want you to believe it.
A lot of these cats are doing filler lines. Okay. And for the audience who don't know what that is, they're just saying something to make it rhyme to get them.
So they can get it over with and go to the next line.
He doesn't do that. Everything he does, right?
It's purpose.
He does. He's done it. But you're making a disingenuous argument. He's done it before. I've listened to him. He's definitely had filler lines. You can't say that he never does it. One of my favorite songs, he has filler lines.
What's your favorite song?
One of my favorite songs he featured on with T.I., Touchdown. He has filler lines in that song.
He got a song with T.I.?
All right. Just throw this out there. You talking about Touchdown.
Touchdown.
That nigga got a song with T.I. I didn't know that shit.
Yeah, I can say that.
Tell me the filler line.
I'm not saying yes or no, but it's not M's best performance.
I like that song.
I'm very particular what I'm saying. I want to know the filler line.
I'd have to go back and listen, but he's used filler lines in that.
Okay.
Word for word.
It's called Touchdown.
It's called Touchdown.
So you're telling me in this song he's saying something just to make it rhyme and it doesn't make no sense?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not one of his best verses. So I know. I just at least wanted to just give him some context of saying,
okay,
it's not his best work.
I didn't put it up as Eminem Gold, but I know that was the first example that came to me because I know that fillers were used in that song. It's more of a fun, bouncy song. So Eminem had jumped on a track where he was more popping shit, which really, you know what I'm saying? I feel like he gets in his bag when he does that, and it's filler lines in it. Now I have to go back and listen to the song word for because I can't recite it.
If the whole track is if the whole track
I can't see it, man.
Based off of
I can't see it
because it's on topic.
I'm gonna have to listen to it. I can't see it.
See, I can play it, but I don't want to be taking up too much time of everybody's time.
And then
I ain't even gonna lie. I ain't even gonna count. I ain't wrestling that, but I'm like, yo.
Yeah. I don't want to take too much more time.
I think it was on the T.I. versus T.I.P. Yeah. It's a hot song.
I'm gonna go check it out.
So just in case if you ain't know, they got at least 2 songs together.
Okay.
They got
I'm not saying I just can't remember right now.
There's Touchdown and damn, the other it's in my head. I'm playing it. I just don't remember the name of the song. All She Wrote. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, that was fire too. Yeah, and I didn't bring that up to kick dust on Eminem or nothing like that, but there were words jammed in there for him to get to the next bar, and I don't knock anybody for that.
Okay, give us another example of it besides that one. What else you got?
Besides that one,
especially if there's like a prominent track, like something that's a little bit more, that everyone knows.
No, this ain't gonna be prominent, but you should know it if you're an Eminem fan. I never knew why I would get this, Rich. I never knew why. I would get this.
Okay,
Rich.
what's the filler? It's funny how he's speaking to 3 MCs right now.
How does the bar go?
Black Market.
The who's bringing the guns in this country? I couldn't sneak a plastic pellet gun through customs over in London.
Last week I was with a Schwarzenegger movie. We shooting and torturing these motherfuckers with a Uzi. What's wrong with that?
When they're sitting in the front row with the 17-year-old uncle, that bar right there connects it to go to another bar. It doesn't necessarily make sense with the rest of the song, but you can make an argument that the song doesn't make, you know what I'm saying, a whole hell of a lot of sense. I know you know it verbatim, Ron. You know
it's about.
I start past there.
I'm like, guidance. Ain't they got the same moms and dad who got mad when I asked if they like violence? And tell me that you don't want me to swear. What about this? What about you? You allow your 17-year-old daughter to wear?
Yeah.
No, the song. No, it makes perfect sense because that whole song.
The whole song you can tie it all together. That's the argument I'm trying to make with Third. Fillers aren't necessarily saying that it don't make sense, but in order to tie the whole song together, you'll throw something in there that rhymes that don't necessarily tie directly to that bar. Like when he said in the front row with the 17-year-old uncle, then he jumps to the. I might be skipping a bar.
He's like, I'm like guidance. Ain't they got the same moms and dad that got mad when they asked if they like violence?
I think with the 17-year-old uncle and that crossing over, I just think that makes it rhyme, but it doesn't necessarily make sense.
So to me, it does because throughout that whole song was literally saying like I never knew that everything that I would say, the whole world would take it and blame me for every single thing that's going on. He's saying that, it's like, okay, what, you're sitting there with your 17-year-old uncle, your kids with their 17-year-old uncle, and there's, shit going on in the movie theater, whatever type of movie they're watching or something along those lines. I'm trying to remember all the lyrics, but everything made sense in that. It made sense. It made 100% sense. But this is the beautiful part of why music is subjective. Art is subjective. For him, it didn't make sense, right? For maybe us, like as artists, all three of us maybe connecting specific things, it made perfect sense. But this is, like I said, to me, like music is subjective. Now, there are certain absolutes. And a specific absolute is Eminem is better than everybody on your fucking 15 to 20 list. That's a fucking absolute.
I'll give you the benefit of the argument of the story.
And what's also an absolute truth is Drake took that L, though. I just had to get that out there. That's
You're not gonna beat the machine, man. You're not gonna beat it.
Oh man.
So, when it comes to the pen, bro, Eminem, no one is on his level. When it comes to the pen, that's absolute. When it comes to his pen, no one is on his level. Like I was saying, if you take the emotion out, let me ask you this: if Nas was white, would you still have him up as high as he is?
Oof.
So that shows your biasness. So you're not judging it just based off of. Yes, you are. This is how I'm gonna get you. Because if the color of your skin changes the content that he put out, and I'm looking at this as just technical. If I'm talking about lyricism, we can't look at. I'm looking at when we say lyrics. Lyrics are the content.
Come from the perspective that he came from. If he was white, I wouldn't see it the same.
But that once again is going back into relatability story mode. I'm talking about line for line. We're not talking about what
you can't use Nas. That's a bad example. You can't. I'm glad Rhymes left Nas out of it. you can't say if Nas was white and talking about letting all my people from Attica send them to Africa. I can't see that. I
gotta leave Nas.
This is how, because if you never seen Nas and he said that, how would you know?
It's hard to unsee.
See, that's what I'm saying. You wouldn't. So this is the point. If you never had a TV and you never could see where he was, and you never knew you never seen him, and he said the same shit and he was white, you could never distinct that you couldn't relate to him because you wouldn't know how he looked. So you would just be going off of his lyrics. So you would then have to judge the lyrics based off of what the lyrics are themselves. That's what I'm saying. If you never seen Nas before and you heard his content, if you was just radio, you never seen a video of him, and he happened to be white, you wouldn't know. You wouldn't have that to go off of to say that I couldn't relate to him at that point because I knew what he was saying wasn't what he was living. Because you wouldn't know who he was. You would just solely be basing it off his lyricism.
Hey,
that's what I mean.
Here's something. Here's something real quick. All right, so we all remember when obviously Renegade, and then an Ether, Eminem murdered you on your shit. Use a dick rock. You know what I'm saying? He said that, right? All right, cool. What happened when Eminem and Nas got on the same song? What happened? Says L. What'd you say?
I said he killed him.
He killed him.
Yeah.
Ooh, he killed him. All right. Cool.
So that's all I'm saying.
What you got to say, Black Market? What'd you say? You say you didn't hear it?
He's trying to find a bias in there or something like that. I give Eminem
what song Eminems got?
It is a bias.
I'm sorry, man.
It's a bias.
I got you. I'm gonna shoot it to you.
Because
you're saying if you saying that you're like Nas now because you can relate so much to him.
But Eminem killed a lot of people on their track.
If you knew that Nas was not
everybody.
Nas was not black. Now his lyrics in your eyes has changed.
But I know against Lil Wayne,
you would have to say
because he
got him. We got Wayne too.
You would
that was a good ass goddamn.
He triggered me over here third when he said he got Wayne.
Whoa.
I ain't gonna say he got Wayne.
The reason why I say it's not a bias is because we're dealing with entertainment. So you would have to assume I would never see who these people are. And if that's the argument you're going to make, then I'll go along with that and say, okay.
That's my argument for lyricism. That's what I'm trying to get you to see. When I talk about Eminem being a lyric, I want you to take everything out but the lyrics.
So are you going to take context out of lyricism? Because if a white dude is rapping about Attica in Africa, I don't have a problem with it, but I'm going to want to investigate that.
Bar say he's a white dude? That's what I'm saying. I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
The bar say he's a white dude?
In the bar, does it reference him as being a white dude?
But I already know he's a white dude. But if you,
I'm saying is if you don't know.
But I'm not saying it's a problem. I just said I'm going to look into it further. But you said, would I hold him up the same way I hold Nas up? And no, I wouldn't, because the context of what Nas spitting matches the essence of who he is. If I hear a white dude talking like that, it's not a problem that he talks that way or he's speaking that or fighting that fight. I'm just going to look more into it, and I probably won't hold him up as high because unless I find a through line that makes sense. Because where you're asking me, not only are you asking me to take out the fact that I never seen him, I can have that argument with you, but you're also asking me to take out context that I can't do both. Because if I'm never going to see this person, cool. But the fact is, you said when I hold Nas up, when I hold him up to the same point if he was white, or when I hold Nas up to the same point if he's white. If Nas was white, talking that talk, it's not a problem. But he probably would go down in the list of me unless I could find a through line of what that means to him. Because at this point, it's not entertaining for me to hear a white dude talk like that.
Right, but see, this is different. When I say if Nas is white, I'm not talking about his songs. I'm saying solely on his lyrics. If Nas was white, do you think he would still be lyrical?
What he's saying is, hold on, let me help you out. What he's trying to say is, if he produced the same skill level, if he had the same skill level as an MC, the same exact skill level, the skill set, not the context and not the content, but the skill level.
This is what we're talking about, the pen.
I'm having a hard time. I get what you're asking, but for me, I'm having a hard time taking, because I believe that context goes into your skill. Like y'all asking me to just, if you just say a whole bunch of words that rhyme with no context to it, that's why I go at Eminem in the fashion that I do, because a lot of that shit, it may make sense. Like you say, y'all are artists, so it may tie to y'all differently, but it doesn't make sense to me. Some of it. I'm not saying all of it.
Yeah.
Some of it.
I got you. See, the whole thing, we're not saying like...
Hold on, Ross, because that's not really what I'm saying either.
Yeah.
All right. If all right, Nas is a storyteller, right? So we're gonna dive deep into this.
Storyteller, because you could be a street storyteller too. But go ahead.
Right. All right. Whatever you want to say, I agree with that. Nas is because I agree. Nas is in my top 3, and I really like harping on this because it's going to show what I'm saying here. So can Nas tell those same stories that he tells? He's a great storyteller, right? Can he say that in a simpler way? He could, right? And you would still feel it, right? But it would just be a more simple version. Correct?
The marriage of the beat, how it comes out, but yeah, ultimately, yes.
Fuck the beat. Even if he went acapella, he could say his same message simpler, couldn't he? He could, right? Wouldn't that make him less lyrical? That's all I'm saying. So the choice of your words, the craftsmanship of putting a bar together is what I'm talking about when I say lyricism. You're talking about the meaning, everything that it represents. That's the story. When you talk about lyricism, the craft of putting in a song, structure, cadence, the way of laying it out, it doesn't matter what the story is. I'm talking about how you're laying the shit down. I could lay his shit down a lot simpler. It's rappers out here that do that shit a lot simpler that makes them less lyrical in my eyes. What I'm saying is a person that can take something and make it that complex, the amount of words, the word selection that he used, the syllables, the way he rhymes it, what makes it technically more lyrical than anybody who's ever done it before, regardless on what he's talking about.
You didn't know who Nas was.
It's another person who's actually one of the rappers who got high on Genius too. Y'all pay attention to Genius? Y'all know what Genius is?
I don't.
Yeah, of course.
What I was trying to ask
my rap
you
genius.
Yeah, rap genius.
If you lived back in that time, or you did, but if you were in podcasting or you know what I'm saying, music media at the time, and you had heard Nas for the first time, you would pull from that he's a pretty well-read dude. Mm-hmm. So I believe you asked me earlier what goes into lyricism. I had to add a caveat to it that a big part of having a deep vocabulary, like you say, and being able to break those words and put them back together, mm-hmm. I think that Nas does that better than Eminem. And it's strict, and it's if you want to split hairs down to the bald head, like you're asking me to respect the technicality that Eminem has and remove the context of what he's saying and reference to the song. If we're just talking freestyling, then Eminem probably will out-rap Nas. But if you're talking...
I'm talking about what you just said, right? Break it. I'm talking about the technical part of it. You keep trying to bridge in the
say technical. I'm getting.
I'm with you because
when you say technical, it sounds like you're trying to get me to remove context. And if I'm gonna do that, then we just
the closest black rapper to Eminem when it comes to stuff like that.
Like I said, I can say the same thing in a simpler way.
He just whooped Drake in the diss contest.
So when we're talking lyricism, we're talking about your technical ability to put bars together. That's what we're talking about.
They sound good though. Are they entertaining? That's what I'm asking you, because you asked me to remove context. Twister can say 1 million motherfucking words a minute. Does it sound good? It makes sense. Or if he's just more technically sound, then why is it Twister better than Eminem?
Because I'm not saying that the story part is not important. But what I'm saying,
but Eminem spits more than you like what Twister spits. Yes. I like what Nas spits more than what Eminem spits. But if you just go to who can say how many what and how who can say it faster and make it,
but you still respect Nas' pen. You still respect his pen. That's what I'm saying.
And be clear, I don't disrespect Eminem. I just respect Nas.
I got you. I'm with you, but I really want you to follow what I'm saying. You respect his pen as well. He's far more of a storyteller in your eyes, and you like him more for being a storyteller, which I agree. But you respect.
I may like his stories better, and I think that's where your argument comes in with the relatability.
I get you. That's fine, and I agree. Well, I don't agree, but I get that argument. I get that argument. But the argument that I'm trying to make,
you agree.
the argument I'm making is if you took his pen, you said the way he breaks stuff up, structures it, everything else, that has nothing to do with skin color, that has nothing to do with the way that you technically put a verse together. That's what I'm saying. It's the story part and emotion that puts it all together, wrap it up in a bow, and gives you, okay, how is it a rapper? But if you say technically how is Nas' pen game, it doesn't matter what he looked like. How is he structuring his shit? Because Nas could still tell the same story and say it a lot simpler. But a lot of niggas like Nas because he says a simple story, very complex and clever, while also making sense and making a hit song. But I
think that gets taken away from it. Real slick, real cool with it.
Yeah, he the way he structures it, the way that the words that he used, the bars, the way he structures it, it also makes a hit and it's relatable. That's why a lot of people like Nas. But there's a lot of artists out here that can make a song like Nas, make it just as relatable, make it just a good song, but they lack where? In the lyrical realm. That's why Nas is up there, because his lyrical ability matches it's up there with the greats. His pen. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm telling you, it's just when we talk about Eminem, I'm looking at the pen. And when you talk about the pen, there's no argument that anyone is on his level with the pen. Now, if you say anything else as far as song, relatability, all that, you got an argument. I'm here to entertain. I'm still going to choose Eminem. But I can give you some attention to that. But if you're solely talking about lyricism, bar, structure of a song, him bending words, putting it together, making sense, no one does it better than him, bro. No one's close.
I think that's crazy that y'all feel that way.
So what I'll say is this: there's other artists who are really fucking great lyricists. There's Black Thought. There's King Los. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a few that don't even get thrown up in this, conversation. Elzai, I know we talked about him, a few times on here. Big Pun. And the way I feel about Pun.
Let me ask you a question.
What?
I mean, really, like, I wish Prince come back up. I mean,
what's up? Yeah, man, what's up?
Y'all niggas think M can out-rap Kiss?
Bro, come on, man, don't do this.
That shit is not the Kiss.
Out here. Kiss ain't even hit the board.
Do we think M can out-rap Kiss? Yes, I'm gonna tell you straight up. And Jadakiss, damn, I feel bad for saying this. It's probably he's gonna be on the show.
Draw your line in the sand.
There's no one in the mainstream. I'm saying
Jason, why you think M is better?
There's no one in the mainstream that will even get to Eminem's realm. I may name some battle cats, some battle rappers, some underground cats.
I feel that there are a few that will get him.
Look. There's people that have out-rapped them, right? So let's not act like there haven't been. Like Crooked Eye has out-rapped them. Royce has out-rapped them. You know what I'm saying?
I feel that Royce is nicer than M.
I don't.
Now, he hasn't had the better career, no. But I feel that Royce is a nicer rapper.
He's out-rapped them. The reason why is, and the thing about just out-rapping them, these are constant collaborators, though. This isn't like one song, two songs. Like, these guys got 10, 20, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Royce has had better verses on songs than M has. He just, it's the truth. Crooked Eye has, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a few Jedis that can. But if they do 30 songs, if they do 30 songs, Eminem is gonna have the best verse on 28 or 29 of those songs.
Got it. And
if you talk about, right? Look, why do you think the majority of the world feels this way about it.
I don't feel like the majority of the world feels that way. I think there are a lot of people that.
I mean, there's a lot of. I mean, there's a loud minority that hates Eminem. A lot of it.
I think making my argument. I'm gonna take it off me. I think when we have these discussions, it makes us pull them apart and bring this up and bring that up. And that's why when me and Third was just going back and forth, it's hard for me to take context and relatability out of it because it's hard to see it another way. But he just said technically when you just break down lyrics and it's like, okay, when you say technically, you want me to remove context and just listen to a guy make a whole bunch of words rhyme, and I'm like, does it sound good? Is it entertaining? Does it come off the headphone that I'm listening to or the video that I'm watching? And when it comes to Eminem, it doesn't always happen for me. It hasn't happened. Yeah, I was a big fan of Eminem. I don't mean to say was. I still am because I make an argument for him having album of the year this year. But I think Jid flamed that nigga up on jet fuel.
You smoking. Jid was fire. Jid was fire.
You
And the best part,
3K at the top too, don't you?
No, I do not.
We go.
Now, do I think 3 Stats can rap? Yes, I do.
Hell yeah,
but
he can rap.
and I think his mysticism, he gives me Kendrick Lamar vibes. Like he all playing the flute and riding bikes and shit. We forget about Big Boy. Big Boy is dumb nice.
Yeah.
Look, I feel like I need to go back to Fuel because I think Fuel was the song that everyone don't realize that we needed last year because you got like a up and coming. Well, he's up and coming, but he's not brand new. You know what I'm saying? You got Jid,
one of the young niggas. Yeah, one of the young niggas I respect. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you that ass. And we about to end it here. Jid is one of the top lyricists that's going from the new niggas, right? From the new age. So the thing about him though, when I listen to him, I'm like, man, I would love to hear him on the song with him. I didn't know he was on the fucking album because when the album dropped, it didn't have the features. It just had the names of the songs because he wanted it to be a surprise. And then when I heard it, I was like, yo, this is bananas. So now I'm thinking, all right, cool. When I heard Jid shit, he floated on that shit. That shit was crazy. I was like, now there's 2 things gonna happen. He gonna match him or he gonna take it to the next level. M took it to the next level. I know you don't agree. M took it to the next level. The punchlines, look, man. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all a chance to say y'all goodbyes because we've been up here a long ass fucking time. And I've enjoyed the conversation, but you know what I mean, we all got responsibilities and mine's is upstairs right now after she ate and everything. So, L, what you like to say to the people, you know what I mean? Just the floor is yours for right now. What's up, man? This is our piece to hip hop.
I appreciate you guys having me. Good to talk to guys that I grew up with, from the past. We did more clowning in school than having all these little rap battles.
Yeah.
So, but just in closing with the I love the podcast. I ain't watched the last episode that came out, but I'll probably watch it tonight at work.
Okay.
I have the utmost respect for Eminem. I just don't place him in the hierarchy that y'all do, but that's okay. That's what makes these conversations fun.
Yeah.
Me putting him 20 rappers before him, like I said, I revisit my list, and maybe the next time we talk, I have him at a more place y'all see him respectable, but probably not. And my closing statement. I listened to their 2 tracks together after a conversation me and you had. I don't know if we was talking on Facebook or Messenger, and I believe they're 1-1. Eminem did not get Wayne on both of those tracks. He got him on No Love Lost. He did not get him on Drop the World.
He got him on Drop the World. You smoking. You smoking. You smoking.
No, he did not. And Wayne did the hook. Let's go.
Wayne, no, come on, man.
Wait.
Come on now. And I like Wing too, but all right, cool. But Third Degree, my guy, my brother, partner in crime, partner in rhyme. What would you like to say to the people?
You know what? This was a very special episode going
Episode.
on 2.5 hours here of
Yeah.
nasty,
Longest one.
nice bars and pin game. You know, we love doing this. Definitely want to shout out L coming out to the podcast in a black market. Had to get going, but definitely appreciate them guys coming out. This is what we deliver, guys. This is what we do. We talk hip hop. We bring this to you from our perspectives, and we just give y'all something to think about. Once again, definitely follow the channel. We got so much coming, Rhymes. We got so much in store for you guys. So y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you agree with, disagree with. Down at the bottom, definitely follow your boy on TikTok, since your boy Trump definitely saved us a few months with it. So fat boy get right. Fat boy get right. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna get some heat because hey, it is what it is. But I'm gonna keep it all the way.
Does not promote Trump. Okay.
That's all her. That's all on me. So y'all come at me, not the champ here. But just once again, I appreciate you coming on. We definitely got to do this again. We gotta get some more topics going, because I think this is definitely what the culture needs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So with that being said, I'm gonna pass it over to my brother Rhymes. Let him know and take us out of here.
Yes, sir. Yo, real talk. This was definitely a special episode. You know what I mean? We got the rock out with L. We got the rock out with Black Market. We gave our opinions on a lot of current things. Obviously, not so current with the, Eminem thing, but also, the Drake situation. This was ill. This was a dope conversation. This will be a 2-part episode because ain't no fucking way. But it was an amazing time. And we said some dope things. It was dope to get everybody's perspective. I know it was like 3-on-1 when it came to artistry versus fan. You know what I'm saying? But L came through and he held it down. He was cool with that. This was ill, man. And like Third said, we got so many dope things that's planned for y'all that's on the way. When I tell you the guest that's on the way, it's crazy. You know what I mean? So stay tuned right here, Rhymes on Deck TV, where we view hip hop differently. This is Pin Game with Third and Rhymes. Y'all already know. Peace. Rhymes. We out.